Just gotta have a little personality. Child, listen, it's been a while. I know it's been about a week and a half, 2 weeks, honey. But I'm back with part two. Yeah. Part two will be down in the description box below if you want to go ahead and click off here and check that video out. You're more than welcome to, but make sure you come back over here. You feel me? But if this y'all first time seeing my beautiful face, I am Londa, and you are going to love it over here. I tell story times, honey. So do make sure you subscribe. Of course, hype the video, like it, and leave a comment. All of engagement helps over here, to help me grow or whatnot. But if you already a part of the crew, you know what time it is. It's time for another story time. We definitely gonna talk about people. We gonna laugh about people. We gonna talk about something. Yeah, so go ahead and let's get into the video before I get into all of this rambling. Let's go. So I think I left off, y'all, with me waking up on my cousin couch. Yeah, my cousin agreed to, let me stay there for a little bit. Now, we didn't have no time frame set. In my head, I was just going to stay there for maybe a month or two, while I stack my little coins and get my own little place. Maybe move back with my dad, maybe move with my mama. I didn't have a plan at this moment, but I had a plan. Eventually, so I wake up and I see my little cousin sleep on the blow-up bed on the floor. Where was she yesterday? I didn't see her when I came. Anyway, she's here now. So I guess me and her both will be staying with our older cousin. Well, my older cousin is her uncle. You get me? So, we're all family. We're staying here. So it is what it is. I can't say anything. At least I got the couch. She got a blow-up bed. At least I got the couch. I mean, it is what it is, y'all. And in this story time, we gonna call my little cousin Melissa. I don't know. I just want to use that name. We're gonna name her Melissa. And my little cousin is like maybe 4 years younger than me. So, but we're like the youngest of all the cousins. Everybody is older than us. So we grew up more like sisters than cousins, if you have any family out there that grew up like that way, like everybody else way older than y'all, and it's just y'all two around the same age. So you pretty much grew up around each other. Yeah, that's how me and Melissa was. So, I wake up and she's on the floor. Boom. Hey, cuz, we excited. Girl, you got to stay here too. You came in the middle of the night. Girl, me too. I came yesterday. We struggling. Ow. So this is what it is, right? So now my little cousin, I don't want to ride her too hard, but let's say she woke up. She woke up with energy. She want to clean the house. She want to move the couch from by the wall. She want to get the crumbs from behind the couch. She want to mop the floor. She want to go in the kitchen and wipe the counters down. Well, girl, I grew up with you. You was not this clean, but, when you move in with somebody, you do want to show gratitude. You want to show how much we appreciate you letting us stay here. So I guess Melissa was trying to clean the apartment up, just to, I don't know, just to show my big cousin that, thank you for letting me stay here or whatnot. But she got up deep cleaning the whole apartment, child. And my big cousin was just like, yo, thank you. I appreciate it. Like, I've been trying to get around and do all of that, but I do appreciate you cleaning my house. And I'm just sitting there like, girl, bye. This won't last till next week, the week after, the week after that. So I was thinking in my head, because, and I'm going to name him, I'm gonna name him Derek. So we're gonna name my big cousin Derek. So Derek is just like, thank you, Melissa, for cleaning the house. I appreciate it, niece, And I'm thinking like, girl, you never done that growing up, but pop your big one, cuz. Pop your big one. Now, I want to mention that this was a 2-bedroom apartment, y'all. My cousin Derek had the bedroom, of course, because it was his place. Me and Melissa, we slept in the living room. I was on the couch. She was on the blow-up bed. And there was another bedroom. And in this bedroom, we're going to call him Ray. That was Derek's roommate. They had been friends since they was in middle school all the way to high school. They're adults now, and they've been close ever since. So Ray is in that second bedroom, but Ray is barely there. Like, Ray has a bed, he has his clothes, his shoes, personal items, but he's barely there. Because even before me and Melissa moved in, we would be there all the time. We're family, And Ray would barely be there. Now, I want to say something. Ray, very good guy, very tall, very, he's all right looking, but he's been a part of our family for a long time. So we pretty much look at him as a big cousin as well, even though he's not blood. But I want to say that Ray, how can I say this without being rude? Ray, Ray, be nice, be nice. I'm working on it. Ray peed in the bed. Yeah, Ray. I can't be any more nice about that. Ray peed in the bed, and I think he had like a bladder problem. I'm not laughing at that. I'm just bringing the facts. So the first day, the very first day, while Melissa and I is cleaning the house, you know, I eventually jump in. You know, cousin Derek, he walks out and he goes downstairs to talk to his baby mama. So me and Melissa is in the house cleaning, right? So she opens. Not, I gotta back up a bit. Now when you walk in the apartment, y'all, it smells like pee pee. It smells like urine, because Ray, he pees in the bed. I don't think he has full control of his bladder at his age. You know, I don't think he has full control. So sometimes he urinates on his bed, his clothing, and sometimes he doesn't wash them immediately, and the smell goes under the door, you know, and it perfumes the house. So when you walk in the apartment, it smells like piss. I'm being honest. I can't be no more nice about this, y'all. So while me and Melissa is in the house cleaning, girl, we get in toward the back of the apartment, toward the second room, you know, and we're sweeping. Well, she's sweeping in the hallway, and it just smelled like pee, y'all. It smelled like cat piss. I'm talking about, it burns the nose. So I'm just like, dang, it's stinking here. It's stinking here. Like, anybody knows me, no, I don't like stinky smells. So my cousin Melissa, she go gets a bottle of Lysol out of the bathroom, y'all. And so she opens Ray's room, which was unlocked, by the way. I'm not sure why. And she gets to spraying away. She all in the man room. I'm talking about, she sprayed it down, which made it worse. So it's like 5 minutes later, cousin Derek come in the house, and she's still in Ray's room spraying it down. Now, when Derek walked up to the room, he was like, what you doing? Melissa jumped, and she was like, oh, cuz, you know, it's stinky here a little bit, you know, or whatever, smell like pee. Now, Derek, I don't think like that, because like I said, Derek is Ray's best friend, and he, you know, they stay together. He know what's up. But I don't think Derek liked that very much. Like when Melissa was in there, it was so strong, y'all. And Melissa was just like, it's stinking here, like, you know, it smelled like pee. So Derek was just like, you know, all right, just close the door, whatever. But on his face, you can see that Derek wasn't messing with that too much. Strike one. That was strike one. That was strike one, because we tried to make his apartment smell better. It smelled like piss. Now, I don't even understand Derek, how Derek even stayed in that apartment with Ray. Two grown men. How do you even stay in this apartment and it smell like pee? Y'all just wouldn't understand. I'm talking about not kid pee. You know how your child might pee in the bed? It might be a little pissy. No. I'm talking about a grown 28-year-old man, and it just perfumed the house. It's just so strong. So that was strike one. I don't think cousin Derek liked that very much, y'all. So me and Melissa was on strike one. Now, I'm not sure if I mentioned this in another story, y'all, but when I stayed with him, it was a girl in the apartment building, and she had, I won't even put this, yeah, should I say it? Her name was my name. Yeah, we had the same name, and we grew up together as well, and her mama stayed in those apartments forever. And I was just becoming out of my depression, y'all. I had just moved with Derek. I was happy to be with Melissa. I was becoming more happy. You know, I wasn't thinking about those guys anymore. I was just at peace. I was happy. So my friend, she would be like, you know, me and my guy going to the club tonight. Do you want to go? Now, this night, it was the weekend, and I had a little few dollars left from me pawning all that jewelry and stuff that I got. Yes. So I was like, I got a little few dollars, you know, I could spend. So, yeah, I want to go to the club. Now, in this same apartment building is another lady, and she's been staying there forever as well. And she also had a boyfriend that she's had for like 10, 15 years. And this guy, he has been, he's a tree man in an apartment. You know, you could buy your stuff from him. And everybody knows him. Everybody knows him. Everybody knows that him and her is together. They just was a thing. You know, everybody knows it. So Melissa had an eye on the tree man. She had an eye on him, and she would talk about him, and she had a crush on him since we were children. Like, it's not uncommon for little girls to have crushes on men or whatever, but She never took action on it. He don't even know that she liked him or whatever. But since we were little girls, she's been eyeing him and saying how handsome he is. She's been eyeing the tree man forever. Now, Melissa is a grown woman. She's a grown lady. She's a lady. She's mature. And I guess she want to shoot her shot, girl. I guess so. So, so I got ready. So the girl asked me to go to the club. She was like, girl, I'll be ready in an hour. I'm like, okay, I'm finna hop in the shower, put on my clothes or whatever. Now, I was renting from Turo at this time. This is before I entered Turo. This is before I knew what the hell Turo really was. Oh, I'm sweating. This is before I knew what Turo really was for real. I was renting on it, you know, but so I had me a little whoop-de-whoop little rental in the parking lot. So before I got in the shower, I had to go downstairs in the car to get something, right? So I'm walking downstairs to the car. I go in there, get it, and I close the car door. And as I'm walking back up the stairs, I see the tree man girlfriend. I see him. I see his car, and I see a car door open on the driver's side. So I'm walking up the stairs, and I'm in the hood, so I'm very observant, girl. I be looking around. So I see his car. I'm like, oh, there go the tree man. I see his car door open. And y'all, guess who was standing between his legs? You guessed it. Melissa. Girl, that's my cousin. My name Bennett, and I ain't in it. Girl, be grown. You feel me? She know what she doing. So shit, you know what I did, bitch. I mind my business like I do best. I looked at her. She looked at me. I say, She say, huh. And I kept walking, girl, because I was finna get ready to go to the club. So, girl, I get... Stupid. So... I go ahead and get dressed. I take a shower. Me and the girl, we go to the club. We all have fun. I'm tore up, drunker than a skunk. I had fun, y'all. This was the first time I had fun in a long time dealing with those scrubs, right? So I'm drunk. It's late. It's like 4 in the morning. No lie. It's like 4 in the morning. And those of y'all who from Miami, y'all know the Rolex. I had a time in that club. Anyway, we left like 4 in the morning. So, okay. The girl dropped me off in the front. And so I'm walking back up those same stairs I seen my cousin talking to the dude with, right? So I'm walking up the stairs and I can see Ray. You know Ray, the roommate of my cousin. He's standing at the door. So I'm walking, I'm stumbling, I'm drunk. It's 4 in the morning. I'm like, ooh, I had a good time. I'm ready to go to bed. I'm walking close to the door. I'm like, what's up, Ray? He's like, oh, I can't get in the door. It's locked. So I'm like, you have a key? He was like, yeah. Every time I turn the knob, it's like stuck. Like, I'm like, what do you mean? He was like, every time I put the key in the door, it's stuck. Like something like a chair or something is blocking the handle. I say, no. I'm too drunk for this. No. And I gotta pee. So we at the door trying to get in. We can't get in. We hear some music, y'all. We hear some music. So we know Melissa is in there. I'm calling Melissa's phone. Voicemail, voicemail, voicemail. Ray is like, boom, 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 boom. I'm like, I'm about to pee on myself. What is she doing? Y'all, we out there for like 30 minutes. Boom, 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 boom. We just hear a lot of music, It was this lady. And she was very unfit, y'all. Her name was Pinky. I'm going to say her damn name. I don't care. Her name was Pinky, and she was very, very unfit. And she had a whole bunch of children. Her baby daddy was in prison. And girl, y'all don't know her, so I'm going to talk about it. But her name was Pinky, and she was very unfit mama, right? And why I say she was a very unfit mama, like I told y'all, it's 4 in the morning. Me and Ray is at this door trying to get in. It's 4 in the morning. Why is she walking down the hallway with her little 8-year-old son at 4 in the morning when she got a joint in her mouth? And, I guess... It's 4 in the morning. Maybe she just wanted to walk and her 8-year-old just couldn't sleep. And she like, come on, come with me. It could have been that case. I'm going to give her the benefit of the doubt, right? So me and Ray is banging on this door. We see Pinky come in, walk in with her little blunt in her mouth with her son. If y'all have been following me for a while, what do I do when I get locked out of my house? Yeah, what I do? I get a jit. AKA a kid. If you don't know what a jit is in Florida, we call it a kid is a jit. So... I'm like, Jit, come here. And so Pinky was like, what you want? I'm like, Jit, come here. I got some money for you. So you know what I did? Ray had done lift that window up real good. And I put Jit through the window. And you know, he was standing right there. So he got on top of the table and opened the door for us, right? So he was like, yeah, it was a chair in front of the door. Why was it a chair in front of the door? Get his little $5. Him and Pinky walk off. So we hear music. We don't see the couch that I sleep on is empty. The blow up bed that Melissa sleeps on is empty. And we just hear music. So we standing, me and Ray is standing in the living room and we're listening. Now, I'm like, okay, maybe the music is coming from Melissa in the shower, because I don't know about y'all, but damn, excuse me. When I take a shower, I be blasting music. I be having a good time in the shower. So I'm like, okay, calm down. I'm too drunk for this, but maybe she's in the bathroom. So I open the bathroom, the lights off. Ain't nobody in the shower. But across the hall, I can hear something. We can hear something. So Ray walk up next to me, and she is like, okay, so what I'm gonna name him? What I'm gonna name the boyfriend of the girl, the tree man? I'm gonna name him, keep his name as Tree Man, right? The girl boyfriend. So me and Ray is standing in front of my cousin door. And it's a lot of rocking. And we can hear Melissa saying, Tree Man, Tree Man, Tree Man. Wait a minute. Oh my God. I wish I could be more provocative, dog. She was like, Tree Man, Tree Man, Tree Man. We can't see nothing. I'm just assuming this how it was, y'all. But she was in the bed calling Tree Man name out. So me and Ray is standing on the other side of the door like, Tree Man, I know she not in there with that girl boyfriend. We know her since forever, since we was little girls. Like, so me and Ray is just looking at each other. Not only were we surprised that she was in there with Tree Man, two, you bypass your blow up bed and the couch to go inside of our your uncle's room, Derek's. You are doing that in Derek's bed. You could have even went in Ray's room. As pissy as it is, you could have even went in Ray's room. Forget Ray's room. You could have even went in the bathroom, cuz you could have you could have went in the bathroom and wrote that thing on the toilet, cuz you went in Derek's bedroom and talking about some Tree Man, Tree Man, Tree Man. Girl, I'm done. So we sat there for like 2 minutes because I'm too toe up for this. Now, it's a lot of weed mans in that apartment, y'all. So I was like, nah, it sounds like him, but it don't sound like him. You know what I'm saying? So eventually Ray was like, and it got quiet. Y'all, I wish I could put that little meme of the girls running to the car. So when Ray did like this, I say, oh, let me get out of here. I ran out of the apartment. I ran out of the apartment and I went to the other side and I was sitting on the stairs. So y'all, long story short, let's just say Tree Man ran up out of there, and the next day Ray told Derek what happened. You know, I'm cuz. I see stuff, but I don't say stuff because what? I mind my business. So I didn't get the message to Derek, but Ray probably told Derek. So the next day, y'all, Derek was like, we was both sleeping in the living room, and Derek came in there, and he was like, Melissa. She was like, yeah, uncle. He was like, you was in my room last night? She was like, no, I wasn't in your room. He was like, so why the door was locked last night? Why did you have to unlock the door? And she was like, I don't know. I was just in your room listening to music. So he was like, so you was in my room. You see how she lied that quick? So he was like, so you was in my room. She was like, yeah, I was in the room, but I was just sitting on the bed listening to music or whatever. He was like, you didn't have anybody in my bed? And she was just lying. She was like, no. She was like, I was in the room, but I wasn't in there with nobody. He was like, you just lied and said you wasn't in my room. Now you was in my room. He was like, I don't trust you. Strike two because of who? Melissa. So he was just like, you know, I don't know what you was doing in my room, niece, but don't let it happen again. He was like, I don't trust you now. He was like, just don't come in my room no more when I'm not here. And she was like, okay. Now Ray was nowhere to be found. I told y'all Ray was barely even home. So Ray had done dropped the bomb and cleared it. So when he leave for work, I was just curious. I just twist his doorknob. That bitch was locked. He had unlocked us out. He locked us out of his room. Not that I was going to his room anyway, but it's just the fact that I'm your cousin, this is your niece, and you have to lock your room door. It kind of rubbed me the wrong way. It's like, damn, Melissa, you really bypassed the couch, the blow-up bed, the bathroom, Ray's room, just to go in Derek's room. Skank. Skank. Strike 2. And then I want to mention how she almost got beat up. This ain't no strike towards us with cuz, but I want to say how she almost got beat up, and I probably would have had to jump in. Yeah. So one day, me and her is in the kitchen. We're starving, famished. I remember this day specifically because I was so hungry. I was looking in the kitchen for something to eat. I was just ready to put anything together. Like, you know, that little money I had from pounding all that stuff was gone, girl. I was starving. So she looked in the freezer and we found some fish or whatever. We defrosted real fast and we put the grease on. We finna fry the fish, right? And you know, when you're in an apartment frying fish, in a house, any kind of place, indoors frying fish, the smell is very loud. So luckily in the kitchen, it was a window that you can lift up and, you know, let the breeze come in or whatever. So I get the pot, I put the grease in, the grease is heating up nice, it's almost ready to go. Melissa is standing in the back of me, she's seasoning that thing, you know, we getting it all right, you know what I'm saying, just doing our thing. So we seasoned it. We put it in the pot, y'all. I don't know. I'm telling you all these details. I'm hungry. But yeah, we start frying the fish, right? So like I told you, we had the window open so we could see whoever walked bypass the window. So I'm frying the fish and I'm about to flip it over and I see Weed Man. And so I tap Melissa. I was like, that girl, your little boyfriend or whatever. And she was like, that ain't my boyfriend. But as soon as I said he walked past the window, she runs to the window still. And she was like, I'm going to tell your girlfriend. And what she said? Get it together, girl. What she said? Oh, she was like, I'm going to tell your girlfriend. And why you didn't text me back last night? So I kept frying my damn fish because I'm hungry, you know. Like I said, I'm on my business. Girl, tell me why. Like 20 seconds after that, Tree Man girlfriend walked right past the window. Ooh. She walked right past the window. And girl, Melissa said, don't run now, cuz. Don't run now. Stand on it. Stand on it. So girlfriend walked past the window. And when she walked past, he hadn't made it, Tree Man hadn't made it into their door yet. So he was still like walking down the hallway. So when girlfriend walked past and she heard what Melissa said, she was like, who's she talking to? So Tree Man, I didn't hear anything. So girlfriend was just like, who's she talking to? Or whatever. And she walked back to the window, y'all. She walked back to the window, girlfriend. And she looked in the window. She was like, who you talking to? You talking about Tree Man? And so Melissa was like, yeah, I was So she was like, oh, okay. And she walked out fast. And girl, you could tell that they was wop in that house, right? So I was just like, Melissa, why would you do that? So like, y'all, I gotta get my charger. Hold on for the camera die. Okay, so camera's charging, good to go. So we continue cooking our fish, and I'm just cooking the fish thinking to myself, like, damn, isn't that a coincidence? Like, you hollering out the window at him and his girlfriend just happened to walk past. You know, that's why you gotta be careful what you do, because you never know. So we finished cooking, we eat, me and her talking, and I asked her, I said, cuz, so was you that night when me and Ray had to bust down the door pretty much, was you in the 100 Tree Man? And she was like, no, I wasn't in the 100 Tree Man, I was doing something. I said, cuz, we heard you in there saying, Tree Man, Tree Man. She was like, yeah, but don't tell nobody. I say, me and Ray already know. I say, and why did you bypass the couch in the bathroom? She was like, because she was like, Derek's room is just clean. It's just nice. He have a nice bed in there, y'all. And so she just wanted to go in Derek's bed. So I was like, that is messed up Melissa. Like, that's nasty. Like, you know, and because of you, now he locks his door and he don't trust us anymore, you know? So she was like, yeah, I shouldn't have did that. And I was like, and why he couldn't take you to a room? Like, he make you come into your family house and do all of that. He's not a good guy. She was like, yeah, whatever, but I really like him. You know, like I told y'all, Melissa had a crush on him since she was a little girl, pretty much. And she just couldn't wait to get that date, you know? So I'm like, girl, now he don't trust us, well, trust you, because of what you did. So about 6 hours later, I want to say, we were all in the living room because Ray had came home. Yeah, surprisingly, it was me, Melissa, Ray. We were in the living room and somebody come knocks on the door. And Ray opens the door and it was Tree Man. So Ray was just like, what's up, bro? You know how, what's up, bro? What's good? But Tree Man wasn't really saying much. So like 10 seconds later, Tree Man girlfriend walks up behind him and she pushes him. And she was like, do it. So Tree Man was looking at Melissa. He was like, bro, like, why would you say that earlier? And Melissa was like, what are you talking about? I wasn't talking about nothing, you know, trying to play it off. So now me and Ray is like standing in the back of Melissa, you know, we just listening or whatever, because you knocked on our door. Like, first of all, if something happened, we gonna bust you across your motherfucking head. Anyway, so we just listening or whatever. And girlfriend was like, so why was you telling him that he didn't text you back or whatever? And what you mean you gonna tell his girlfriend? What you have to tell me? I'm standing here right now. So Melissa is like, blah, 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 blah. So I jump in and I was like, you know, that's my little cousin, whatever. I guess she was just playing with him, you know, just hollering out the window at him early or whatever. And so the girlfriend cut me off. She was like, no. And the other night, I think he was in here with her. And the other night, I think I saw her at his car in the parking lot, clocking tea. So I was quiet. You know, at that point, I'm like, okay, Melissa, a big girl, let me get quiet because she clocking points. And I can't really defend that, you know. So Ray is just like, okay, so what y'all want? And the Tree Man was just like, bro, I just, you know, wanted to make stuff straight, tell my girl we weren't talking and nothing like that. So the girlfriend was just like, oh, because if I feel like you talking to him again, or if I feel like I see y'all again, I'm gonna come slap you in your shit. That was she told my little cousin. So I ain't gonna lie, even though my little cousin be getting a little yuck mouth at some time, she was like, well, whatever you want to do. She was like, it's a field, because it was like a little field in front of the apartment. Melissa was like, well, honey, you know what door I'm at? She was like, whenever you feel ready, come knock on it, and it's a field right there, and we could get it on. That's what Melissa said, girl. And I was like, nah, where this energy coming from? So me and Ray is just standing behind her, like, you know, we let her do her thing. My little cousin said what she said. Tree Man walked off, girlfriend eased her and walked off, and that was that, y'all. That was that. If we had to jump her ass that day, we sure was gonna jump her. I was gonna get that bottle, knock across her head. Yes, ma'am. It was some white whiskey, some what it was? White Hennessy. Them white Hennessy bottles would have been right across her forehead. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. So that could have been strike 3, but I don't think Ray told cousin Derek about that time. He told on Melissa hunching in his bed, but I don't think he told about the girl coming to the house and approaching Melissa, because I don't think Derek would have liked that very much. And so, y'all, the main problem, you know, besides our 2 little strikes, the main problem was this girl named B, right? The main problem was this girl named B. This whole time, my cousin Derek was talking to this girl, and they seemed to be in love. My cousin would be on the phone would be all day. I'm talking about from morning to night. He fixing something, he on the phone on speaker with B. He on the phone with B. Every time he come home and he's off, he want to go out with B. We in the house chilling. B is over there. It's been many, many nights that me and Melissa is in the living room trying to go to sleep, and Derek and B is in the room getting it on, and she's extremely loud. Some nights I thought that maybe she was doing it on purpose, y'all. She was doing it on purpose, being loud, just making us uncomfortable. But anyway, this B girl was just in his life from the moment he met her. Child, to even have a kid now, child, but she was just in his life very heavy. I didn't have a problem with it. Derek, that's my cousin. You like who you like. It is what it is. But Melissa, on the other hand, Melissa had a little problem with it. And I kind of agree a little bit, because when they would have sex, the girl B would be extremely loud. And when I say loud, y'all, I mean loud. Almost loud, like she was trying to make us uncomfortable. Like, you know his little cousins, you know his little cousin and his niece in the living room. Why are you doing all that hooting and hollering in the room with the walls this thin? Why, ma'am? So Melissa didn't like B that much, right? So it's like, okay, so now it's like a month that we staying there. Everything is cool. Derek hasn't asked me what I'm gonna do. You know, everything's fine. He's not gonna ask me what I'm gonna do. He's not questioning Melissa. Everything is copacetic. I assumed. So one day this girl B was over there, and we in the living room watching, not Price is Right, the damn Steve Harvey show. Ding. What's that fucking show, y'all? Help me out. You know the damn show where you gotta guess the things on the board. Something wrong with my brain. That show. We were in the living room watching that show, and she just kept slamming stuff. Like every time she would come out of Derek's bedroom, she would go in the kitchen, slam the freezer door, and me and Melissa would be looking at each other like, "What's her problem? Like, what's going on?" We let it slide a few times. She'll come out the room, she'll go in the bathroom, bam, slam the bathroom door. Like, you see me and Melissa in here watching TV. Why you doing all of that? So I started to like say something a little bit. So when she came out Derek's room again, she went in the kitchen. I said, B, I say, you know, it's a little late. You know, me and my little cousin in here, we watching TV. Can you stop slamming the doors? She just looked at me. I don't give a fuck what you're looking at. Long as you heard what I said. She walks back in the room. I can hear them two talking or whatever. So, you know, a few more nights go on or whatever. She's still around every day. He's still talking to her every day. Derek can do what he wants to do. That's Derek's apartment. Derek is a grown man. We have no type of jealousy. That's our cousin and uncle. I don't give a fuck, okay? You know what I'm saying? It's just her being rude when she comes out of the room, slamming doors, knowing that we're trying to relax or sleep. So, like, a few more days go by, and she's doing the same thing. She's coming out the bedroom. She's slamming doors. She's looking at us funny. Now, my whole thing is, cousin Derek, if you feel like you have a problem with us staying with you, speak up. We're family. Like, your mom and my mom is literally sisters. We literally grew up in the same household. Speak to us. Tell us what's good. Don't be throwing subliminals and having this bitch come out here throwing subliminals and disrespecting us. Just tell us what's up. Tell us you don't want us there anymore. Tell us, say, hey, cuz, niece, y'all got another month before y'all got to get out my shit. Come speak come speak to us like we grown, like we family. You know what I'm saying? But instead, he allowed that bitch to keep coming out there antagonizing us, right? So one day, Melissa was not there. Melissa probably was creeping with Tree Man somewhere. Who knows? She probably was creeping with Tree Man somewhere. I was by my, no, Ray was there that day. So I'm in the living room, and she comes out, and she did that dumb shit again. She's in the kitchen, and boom, she slammed the freezer, and I'm looking at her. I said, excuse me, B, I told you, can you stop slamming that? I'm in here relaxing. She was like, oh, well, I ain't mean to do it that hard. And so we started going back and forth. We going back and forth, back and forth. Derek comes out the room. Y'all, when I tell you I was going to boop, boop, boop her ass, and I am not a fighter. I do not fight. I am a Care Bear, a loving girl. But when people, it's like, when I feel like you deliberately keep disrespecting me, and I feel like the only way to get you to stop is to smack you in your shit, I would do it. Like, I just can't take bullying. I don't know how to have confrontations. I don't know how to have beef with people. I don't know how to do that. I've never endured it. I've never tolerated it. In high school, when that Spanish girl tried to bully me, she did that shit for 2 days. I walked in class and we got to fighting because I don't know how to handle somebody trying to put down on me. I just can't handle it. Like, I was spazzed out. So she just was like, we going back and forth, y'all. And she walking up on me. Now, Derek comes out of the room, and I'm telling him, I'm like, cuz, I said, I done told her, me and Melissa done told her a few times when we in here sleeping, stop slamming the damn doors. I say, she in the kitchen, she slamming the freezer. Like, what's her problem? So he looked at her and he was like, B, like, just chill, my family in here a little bit. So she just still being slick. She's still being slick. But she's walking up closer to me. She's getting real close to me. I stopped what I was doing. I completely shut up. I looked Derek in the eye and I said, cousin, if you don't get B out of my face, I'm going to fuck her up immediately. Cuz grabbed B arm and he took her in a room. Now, he was talking to her. She walks out of the room with her luggage because she was spending the night over there for like days at a time. She walking out the room mad with her luggage. Oh, I don't have to be here. Your cousin, she doing that, she doing that. I go home to my mama house. And while she's saying that, I'm like, yeah, you can leave. This my family house. You can leave. You could go. So Derek is just like grabbing her back in the room. He like, nah, you ain't gotta go. Like, chill, whatever. I'm gonna talk to her. He dragged that hoe back in the room and he talking to me. Well, he didn't talk to me actually. He go in the room with her. Who come to talk to me? Ray, the pissy one. Sorry, Ray. So Ray come out. So I'm standing outside of the door and I go light my spliff for y'all because I need to calm down. So Ray comes out and he's talking to me. He like, mommy, you good? I'm like, yeah, man. I say me and Melissa, and I told her, stop slamming the doors. He was like, yeah, I know. I heard you. Like, he was like, I heard you. I don't know why she keep doing that. I even talked to her about that. He was like, but yeah. He was like, but I don't think Derek like that. You don't think Derek like what? Oh, I don't think Derek like how you were finna fight her and all of this and how you and Melissa be teaming up on her. Who's teaming up on her? This is what I say, family, don't be family. You just met this bitch. You just met B. You've known us your whole entire life. And you gonna tell me you don't want us talking to her and not telling her to slam the doors in there because you in like with this girl? Right. So that was strike 3. Yeah, that was strike 3. I call strike 3. I really didn't give a fuck, but I called strike 3 because I don't think Derek liked that, how I was going to boot up on his girlfriend. So that was strike 3. And so let me tell y'all the finale of it all. So, of course, when Melissa come home that night, of course, Derek is gone, the girl is gone, Ray is gone. It's just me and Melissa. We're talking about it. We talking. And, we cousins. We got each other back. So, we just talking about how I got like a few more weeks. I'm finna go move and I'm finna get out of here because family ain't family. And like I said, y'all, it's his apartment. Yes, we get that. He could do what he want to do. Absolutely. He could talk and do what he want to do with whoever. Absolutely. But at the same time, we are family. Communication is key. If you didn't like how we were moving, or if you didn't like us there anymore, or if you just simply wanted your space back, it didn't take much for you to come in that living room and call a meeting and tell us to get the fuck out your apartment. It's simple as that. So we were talking, and we was like, we don't like this bitch. If she say something to me, I'm gonna drag her ass down the stairs. And we both agreed. So a couple days later, me and Melissa is sitting on the porch. Like, it wasn't a porch, y'all. It was like, when you walk out, we were sitting on the doorstep. Let's say that. Yeah, we were sitting right in front of the doorstep. So we were sitting on the doorstep talking, doing what we do. And Derek comes. Now, Ray is not home. Derek opens the door. He walked past us and he leaves. Cool. The door closed behind him. We lean back on the door. We continue chilling. So like 10 minutes later, Melissa like, I gotta pee. She goes to unlock the door. Tell me why the door locked, y'all. The door is locked. He didn't give us no key. The door is locked. So if I'm not mistaken, you seen us sitting here with our house clothes on, knowing that we're not about to leave, and you locked the door behind you, knowing we were sitting here, Derek. Hello? So I'm calling Derek's phone. I'm like, okay. At first, I give him the benefit of the doubt. I'm like, okay, maybe he locked the bottom lock by mistake, because you know how sometimes you could twist it a little bit. So I'm calling Derek's phone. Calling him. He's not answering. Call him. He's not answering. Call him. He's not answering. So I call Ray. Ray like, yo, I'm not close at all. I'm at work. I'm far away. Like, I'm not even close to the house. So I hang up, call Derek again, going to voicemail. He finally calls back. I'm like, Derek, the door is locked. Why would you lock the door? Oh, I didn't lock the door. Well, can you come back? You're literally down the street. Can you come back and open the door for us? I didn't lock the door. Okay. So what are we supposed to do? What are we supposed to do? Oh, I didn't lock the door. So now Melissa is feeling a little salty because you saw us sitting here in front of the door. Why would you lock the door? Why would you do that? It's like why would you lock us out and you see us sitting right here? That don't make any sense. So I started to feel a little it's some tension, it's a little beef going on. Maybe because of our strikes, Melissa, you was hunching in his bed. You almost got us into a fight. You know what I'm saying? You was spraying that stuff in Pissy bedroom. I done cussed his girlfriend out. We was on our ass, you know what I'm saying? So I guess he was just trying to throw hints at us to get the hell out without telling us. But my thing is, again, y'all, we are family. We're family. Like we're blood cousins. We're all first cousins here. Like, why? Why would you lock us out and leave us sitting there with house clothes on? And then lie to me and tell me you didn't lock the door. Just tell us you don't want us to fuck there, okay? So he hangs up, and yeah, guess what? You know what I do? Y'all know how I get into a house that's locked. How do I get into a house that's locked? I see one of Pinky badass kids, one of her many kids that she had. I see them down the hallway again. Yes, come here, Pee-wee. Come here, bring your ass here. Yes, ma'am. We open that window again, and we put him through that window again, and he opens the door. Now, when he opened the door, we go inside. I had sent a picture of the doorknob to Derek. He didn't respond because who locked the door then? You know what I'm saying? Hello? Who locks the door? So me and Melissa is just like preparing to leave. Like, we thinking that I hear, okay, next week we finna get the hell out of here. I'm finna call my daddy. We gotta get up out of here because now Derek is tripping. He throwing little hints at us. We tripping. Instead of just coming talking to us, he just throwing little hints instead of being direct. So in my head, I'm like, okay, we finna get the hell out of here. I'm finna leave. So some hours later, me and her is in the living room chilling. Guess who comes in? Derek and B. B looking at us. We looking at her. So some time goes on again. She's getting ready to get in the shower. And when she got out of the shower, she opens the door, but she's naked. And she walking through the hallway with the towel open like this. Like you can see her breast and stuff, right? And she's walking to his room naked like that. To me, I feel like I don't know how I felt. I felt like she was throwing shots at us. I don't know why I felt like she was why would you come out of the bathroom naked knowing that me and Melissa in the living room trying to show us your titties and shit? Like, I felt like it wasn't no gay shit. I thought she was trying to be funny. I don't know why. My spirit felt like she was trying to be funny by walking out naked like that in front of us. Like, you trying to prove a point or something? So Melissa said something to her. I don't remember what she said, something like that. Anyway, to be going to broom, put on her clothes, and she's going into the kitchen. When she go in the kitchen, Melissa popping her shit, telling her how she don't like her. Stop slamming the door. This my uncle's house. This and that. Long story short, y'all, it was finna be some blows throwing. It was finna be some bows throwing. Y'all, we was in this house about to tear it down. Me and my cousin was gonna beat this bitch beat up. We were finna beat this bitch beat up. Even with Derek there. Derek couldn't hold us. I'm talking about we was finna fight her so bad. Like, I wanted my hands on her so bad. Because she was antagonizing us. And what made us so angry was that Derek was allowing her to. That's what made us so angry, was because he wouldn't step up for us. We are your family. You know what I'm saying? You let her just do all this stuff to us instead of stepping to us directly. That's what the real issue was. You allowing her to do it. We family, And we never really did nothing to her besides tell her to stop slamming the doors. So we in here about to go head to head. I'm talking about we finna tear B-ass up to the point where my cousin had to he had to push me out the door by my neck. Like, I would not let up on this whole beat. I wanted her head so fucking bad. So when Derek had grabbed me by my neck and he pushed me outside on the rail, Melissa came back around and she boop, 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 started beating on B. I'm talking about giving her that work. And so I'm trying to get around my cousin Derek to get some of that action. And cousin he kept yanking me, y'all. He kept fucking pushing me on the rail by my neck. Like, I don't know. It's some dudes down the hall. They seen what was going on. They come running down there. They seen him kept pushing my neck like this. They pushed Derek off of me. Like, we're like, bro, you tripping. Melissa in there, boop, boop. It was a whole lot. Let's just say that was strike 4, 5. 4, 5. I can't remember what strike that was, y'all. But we was in there tearing that bitch down, right? So cousin was just like, y'all two need to go. Y'all need to leave. Y'all need to leave. Excuse me? So I started to pack my shit. Because you ain't got to tell me twice. You should have been said that 2 weeks ago anyway when you start feeling some kind of way. You should have. You might say, well, Yolanda, a person ain't got to tell you to get out their house. They throwing hints. You could feel it. Absolutely. But we family. Y'all don't understand. We grew up together. His mom, my mom are sisters. We're first cousins, bitch. We are family. Come talk to us. Talk to us. We would have happily left your shit. So we was like, no, we ain't leaving. We just wanted to antagonize her. So he gonna call another big cousin thinking we supposed to be scared of this hoe. We ain't scared of you, bitch. She done, and she's standing there. I don't know what she thought she was supposed to do. But anyway, we left on our own coordinates, y'all. I packed my shit. And this is when me and my ex, a current boyfriend, a current situation, whatever the fuck we in right now, me and him we had just met and we had just started dating. I packed my shit and I called him to come get me and we was out, child. And I've been on my own ever since. Like, so Melissa, she she eventually calls. I broke my dang on earring. So she eventually calls her friends or whatever, and she goes, she end up back in Georgia with her people or whatever. So yeah, y'all, long story short, family ain't shit. Actually, he is shit because he allowed us to stay in his house when we didn't have nowhere to go. So I give Derek that, and I love him for that. I'm always love him for that. What I don't appreciate is how you allowed that bitch B to antagonize us in the house and not say nothing to her because you was in like with her. You must be thought she was sexy, and you don't allow women. You just met her. You just met her. I could see if they was married. I could see if he known her for 16 years. You just met this bitch. And you gonna let her antagonize us? We trying to watch TV and sleep and she slamming doors and she walking in front of us naked and talking shit to us and you don't say nothing? So y'all, like a day later, he gonna message me on Facebook telling me something. Mommy, I love you. I'm sorry about what happened. You my favorite cousin still. Bitch, blocked. I ain't see that nigga again till fucking last year. Was it 2024 when one of the twins died? The funeral. Bitch, and even at the funeral, I ain't even get him no play like that. Fuck you, nigga. Like, sorry, y'all, my language. I'm just, child. The Miami just coming out of me today, child. But yeah, that's what happened, y'all. That was part 2. From me leaving them niggas stealing their shit, allegedly, to me moving to my cousin and my little cousin allegedly getting us kicked out, child. And, so yeah, I might pick up and keep on going with my life. I might, cause from there, I met my boo and we started living life together and we ended up in the project again, But y'all, if y'all enjoyed this story, please do leave your girl a comment down below. Tell me your thoughts and tell me how much you love me. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you're not. Hit the notification bell. And of course, use your hype to give me engagement. I would greatly appreciate it. I love y'all. And until next time, you already know. Peace.